Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm your host, Winnie.
And I am your other host, Mike. Welcome, everyone. Konnichiwa. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. How do you say welcome in Japanese? I don't know how to say welcome in Japanese.
I don't know. Is it what they say at the restaurants?
It could be.
Yeah?
I haven't been to Japan in a while, so I can't actually remember what they might shout out when you come in. But clearly we need to do some research.
We do.
So let's go to Nagoya.
Oh.
What do you think of that? I'm sure you've been to Japan before.
I have been to Japan.
Of course.
4 times.
4 times. That's pretty good.
But I've never left the airport.
You've never left the airport?
No, yeah.
Did you get lost? Did you fall in love with someone who works at the airport?
That would be a great
spend
story.
all your time
looking
at the pilot who captured your heart or something?
Pilot.
Why did you not leave the airport?
I love that
4 times?
story. Yeah, no, I've just had the worst luck. Every time I've been to Japan has been because of a layover. So I'm transferring and I just didn't have enough time or the trains were closed. It was just not written in the stars. But after this article, it seems like I need to make a quick little pit stop because you have actually been to Nagoya.
I have, but I've been to Japan a few more times than you.
Yeah.
And I've been to Nagoya, but I only went there for about 12 hours.
Oh, so that's a quick trip too.
Not very long, yeah. So of all the big cities of Japan, and Nagoya certainly is one of those cities, this is the one I've been to the shortest amount of time by far. Because of course, a lot of people will fly into Tokyo, lovely city, big city, all sorts of things to do. Osaka is famous for its wonderful food. And it's right next to Kyoto, which is famous for its temples. And then kind of off there, you know, kind of in the middle of the country, we have Nagoya.
Yeah.
So we're going to be looking at it, learning about it, and discovering all the things that we, and maybe you guys will do when you do actually get to Nagoya and leave the airport and stay there for more than 12 hours. There's so much to explore.
There is.
Nagoya is Japan's 4th largest city, a lively center of industry, culture, and delicious local food. It plays a major role in the country's economy and is set to host the 2026 Asian Games. Yet many travelers still pass it by when they plan their trips to Japan. But there are many reasons to consider making a visit to Nagoya. History lovers will find plenty to enjoy at the Tokugawa Art Museum. Its impressive collection of samurai armor, weapons, and paintings brings Nagoya's Edo period to life. Visitors can explore the world of Japan's powerful samurai clans and gain a deeper understanding of the time in which they lived.
All right, guys. Yes, it's time to visit Nagoya since Tokyo's so boring and Osaka's got nothing to do. And Kyoto, geishas, temples, who cares? Let's go to Nagoya. But before we go, let's learn some simple basic facts about this wonderful city.
All right, well, Nagoya is Japan's 4th largest city, a lively center of industry, culture, and delicious local food. You've already piqued my interest.
Yep, sounds pretty good to me.
Big foodie. We're both big foodies, so I think we'll like it. Okay, so we also have this word lively. That just means full of life. It means exciting. It's hustling and bustling. And usually when you hear something is lively, you're prepared for something that is going to make you feel excited and you want to experience all of these great things. So for example, the market was lively in the morning. That means there were a lot of people there. There's a lot of chatter. If you're not in the mood for a lot of talk and energy, you wouldn't want to go or experience something live.
Right, yeah. If you're shy or you're trying to study for your math test, being in a lively place might not work. But yeah, if you're in the mood to have fun, have a party, do something interesting, see something interesting, there's a lot of energy and a lot of cool stuff going on. So let's find out about some of those cool things going on. It says it plays a major role in the country's economy, so really important for businesses in Japan. And here's something very cool, and is set to host the 2026 Asian Games. So if you're a big sports fan, especially of the sort of track and field, you know, Olympic style sports, you can go there and probably cheer on all the great athletes from Taiwan. Chinese Taipei.
Nice catch.
That will also be competing there. So that's a special reason to go this year. But for any other time of the year, after the games, before the games, whatever, there's still lots to do.
Exactly.
But it is one of those cities that a lot of people might not go to on their first or second visit to Japan, as we mentioned.
Yet many travelers still pass it by when they plan their trips to Japan. But there are many reasons to consider making a visit to Nagoya. Just like Mike said, it could be a life hack, you know?
It could be.
Skip the big cities, go straight for Nagoya. It might even be a nice like introduction way if you've never been to Japan.
That's a good point.
Especially if you're not really into a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. A good travel hack to a hidden gem. And you know who else is a real gem?
I know who.
Who's that?
Let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Hanny!
Let's go to Hanny.
She's so shiny.
I love her.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这一次要介绍旅游地点是日本第4大城名古屋，它是个充满活力的工业文化跟在地美食中心。那单字 lively 是形容充满活力的、热闹的、生动的。Winnie 老师提到 hustling and bustling 就可以表达熙熙攘攘的、喧闹吵杂的，常用来描述都市忙碌的生活形态。老师也有提到他们都是 foodie 就是指热爱美食的人，老饕的意思。接华课文中。
All right, thank you so much, Hanny. We are back, and we've got more to learn.
That's right. We've arrived. We have left the airport. Yay!
Yay! I did it.
We're in our hotel somewhere in downtown Nagoya. Now it's time to get out there and see some of the cool stuff to visit and experience in Japan's 4th largest city. So what are we going to do? It says history lovers, that's me, will find plenty to enjoy at the Tokugawa Art Museum.
Oh, I love art.
Well, this is great, yeah, because I love history and art. So put them together, you have a culture sandwich that I will take a big bite out of. Histart, right.
Artery.
Artery.
Artery?
Artery? But there's plenty to enjoy. Plenty is just another way of saying a lot. I have plenty of time. I have a lot of time. We got to make sure to get plenty of snacks before the party. We got to get a lot of snacks before the party. You get the idea. If you have more than you need, especially, oh, we have plenty. Don't worry about it. We won't run out. So a lot of good stuff there. For example, we still have plenty of time before dinner, which is good because we have plenty of things to do to get dinner ready. So let's get cooking.
All right, and it continues. Its impressive collection of samurai armor, and by it, we're talking about the Tokugawa Art Museum. It says its impressive collection of samurai armor, weapons, and paintings brings Nagoya's Edo period to life. So there's, just like you said, something for history lovers and also art lovers because it's kind of a mesh of both worlds.
It actually tells you a lot about Japanese history, right? Because the armor, the weapons, you're thinking art.
Yeah.
And in a European art museum, they probably wouldn't have guns and suits of armor like knights would wear, but that Japanese armor, those swords, they're beautifully made. They're often hand painted and decorated. So I guess, you could go to an art museum and still see things that aren't just paintings and sculptures and stuff. It's quite an interesting collection they have there.
Exactly. And needless to say, they have this collection, which is essentially just a group of items that are gathered together, usually over a long period of time. We're not talking, oh, they just went to Costco and bought a 10-pack of samurai swords.
Yeah, no.
It's usually gathered and collected over time. It's curated, and people have made sure to take care of it. And that's kind of the perfect thing that you can ask for in a museum. So for example, you could say, Audrey showed us her stamp collection.
I don't know the word for a weapon collector. It might be a little strange and also very expensive. But weapons are really things that are used for fighting. Things that are used in war, in battles and stuff like that. Swords, spears, bows and arrows. Those are the old weapons you might see there. Or they might have more modern weapons like guns, rifles, pistols. And And we can even talk about bombs and missiles and all those sorts of things. Or your hands. If you're really good at kung fu, my hands are deadly weapons, you might say. And yes, we could also include things that you might have around. I mean, if a bear attacks you, you might try to use your shoe as a weapon or something to fight it off, to try to, you know, not get hurt or hurt the person you're fighting with, that kind of thing. But yes, generally we think of things made specially for war, like swords and guns and stuff like that. Many ancient weapons were made of stone. That is very true. Thousands of years ago, before they had nuclear bombs, they had stones. All right, back to our article. Visitors can explore the world of Japan's powerful samurai clans and gain a deeper understanding of the time in which they lived. That kind of period of the emperor and the samurais and the shoguns and all, that was actually quite a long period of Japanese history, so it is a fascinating thing to learn about.
Yeah, well, you know who else is a fascinating thing to learn about?
Who is that?
Hanny.
Oh my God.
Did you know she was a samurai?
We're actually building a museum for her.
How did you know? Okay, make sure you get your tickets for the Hanny show.
She was a samurai?
She was a samurai.
Oh, I thought she would be a samurai.
第一站是德川美术馆，这边有丰富大量的收藏，包括武士盔甲、兵器，还有绘画，生动重现了名古屋江户时代的风貌。参观者就可以探索日本强大武士家族的世界，深入理解他们的生活时代。好，那么 Mike 老师他有用到 shogun 这个字，它就是表达日本幕府时代的首领。Winnie 老师则用到 curate 这个动词，它可以表达策划，像策划展览等等。而课文单字 plenty 它是代名词，用来表达大量充足，常常会用 plenty of 加名词去表达大量充足的什么。再来 collection 这个名词表示收藏品、收集 ，weapon 则表示武器、兵器 ，armor 这个名词表示盔甲。好，那这边有一个重点是介系词加关系代名词的用法。当受格关系代名词 which 或是 whom 在形容词子句里面，它是当介系词的受词时，在比较正式的语体里，我们可以把介系词移到关系代名词的前面。这时候关系代名词不能省略，而且不能用 that 来取代 which 或 whom。举例来说 ，This is the town which he spent his childhood in。这是他度过童年的城镇。我们可以把介系词 in 移到 which 的前面，就变成 This is the town in which he spent his childhood。好，那接回课文中。
All right, thank you so much, Hanny. I have had so much fun learning about Nagoya so far, but don't worry, because there's still more.
It's true, we haven't eaten anything yet.
That's true.
I mean, come on, we're in Japan. We got to eat something. And there's so many other things to do. So let's find out, yeah.
Nagoya Castle, the city's most famous landmark, was also built during this period. Although much of the castle has been rebuilt over the years, it is still one of the city's most interesting sights. On its rooftop stands a pair of golden shachihoko, sea creatures from Japanese folklore. According to legend, they were believed to protect the castle from fire. Today, these golden figures remain among the castle's most special symbols.
Welcome back from the break. Before the break, we learned a little bit about Japan's fourth largest city, Nagoya, of which they have a great museum called the Tokugawa Art Museum, which is not just for art lovers.
No, that's right.
It's also for history buffs.
That's right. They had some samurai weapons and armor in there, and that will actually lead you right in to our next location that you might want to visit, Nagoya Castle. The city's most famous landmark was also built during this period.
I love a castle.
Yes, during the Edo period, which we learned about earlier, and which of course you'll learn a lot about if you visit both the museum and the castle. I did not actually know that Nagoya had a castle. Osaka Castle is the very famous one.
Gotcha.
I went to the Kumamoto Castle, which had been damaged by an earthquake right before we got there, so it wasn't that exciting. But I think they finished rebuilding it, so it's wonderful. And many other Japanese cities will have castles, but I didn't know they had one there in Nagoya. As I said, I was there for 12 hours at night. But it was also built during this period, so it may have been damaged, in the time. But if you go there, it is kind of like visiting visiting a castle in any other part of the world, you're kind of walking back into history. And I'm sure you'll see a lot more cool stuff about samurais and all of that period of or time in the history of Japan.
All right. Okay, well, continuing on with the article. Although much of the castle has been rebuilt over the years, it is still one of the city's most interesting sights. And I mean, as we would all know, if a castle's been there for quite a few years, hundreds of years, you would expect some damage to be done.
Sure.
So it's still nice to see that they're, really taking care of it and putting the work into it.
That's right. A lot of those castles were made of wood, so of course fire would be a danger. Earthquakes, like the one that damaged the castle in Kumamoto not long ago. And of course we had this whole World War II thing where they were dropping bombs all over the place. So yes, many of those places have been rebuilt, but they are often restored or built up again to look just like they did hundreds of years ago. So it is still a little bit of a time machine for you if you want to travel back and learn more. Let's go to Hanny. She's going to tell us all sorts of stuff. She has never been rebuilt.
She will stand forever. Yes.
第二站来到名古屋城，它是这座城市最著名的地标 landmark， 就是地标代表性建筑。也补充一下 Winnie 老师在讲到历史迷啊、艺术爱好者，他用到 buff 就可以指迷或是爱好者。那接回到课文中。
All right, thank you so much, Hanny. Mike, what else can we see here?
Well, if you go to the castle, of course, you'll be able to walk around, see what it's like inside and outside. Probably have a little museum in there explaining the history of the castle. So if you're into history, that's great. But if you're just into the art side of old stuff, you can really enjoy your visit as well. You might just have to look around a little bit because it says on its rooftop, on the very top of the building, on its rooftop, stands a pair of golden shachihoko, sea creatures from Japanese folklore.
Wow.
Okay. Well, in European castles, you might see dragons used as
true.
decorations and unicorns or things like that. So shachihoko is a creature from Japanese folklore. So it's kind of like a myth or a fairy tale kind of creature like dragons and unicorns. Not real, but it looks kind of like a fish, a carp or a big goldfish or something like that. So you won't find it in your local sushi restaurant, but you will find these little statues or sculptures of them on the roof of the castle.
I love it when places do that. I love it when they just add a little. It's like, you don't need to have it there, but I think it's nice.
It's not going to protect the castle or make it stronger. Just
It's a
makes
little bedazzling.
pretty.
Yeah.
There you go. Put earrings on your castle.
Exactly. But
I like it.
Continuing on, according to legend, they were believed to protect the castle from fire.
Okay, I was wrong. They have magical powers.
They do have magical powers. Today, these golden figures remain among the castle's most special symbols. I mean, I have yet to hear of a fire, so maybe it's
a good point. And Shachihoko, we just learned, was famous for swallowing a lot of water.
Yes.
So you have these two fish with bellies full of water on the roof. So if there's a fire, they just
I mean, yeah.
the water comes out and the fire's done.
It's insurance.
It makes total sense if it was real.
Yeah. Well, we also had this verb remain, and that just means to stay the same. So, for example, these stories remain popular with children. So that means this story was really popular in one year, and throughout the years, it still stayed popular, which means it's kind of a great story.
Like fairy tales, right? Written hundreds of years ago, Snow White, Cinderella, that stuff, we still use them today. They remain popular.
Well, you know who else remains really popular?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Hanny?
No.
Oh,
Actually,
Shachihoko.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hanny.
Hanny.
All right, let's go talk to her.
城堡屋顶上有一对金色虎，根据传说，它们被认为可以保护城堡免于祝融之灾。至今呢，它们仍然是名古屋城最特别的象征之一。好，单字 remain 这个动词是指仍然是、保持或持续，而这边有一个重点是主词 be believed to 加原形动词，可以表达句性怎么样，一般认为怎么样。这个句型也可以改写成 it is believed that 主词加动词，也就是说，我们把原本句子的主词把它变成了 that 子句的主词，那不定词的部分则对应到 that 子句里面的动词。举例来说 ，The temple is believed to be over 800 years old。 可以改写成 It is believed that the temple is over 800 years old. 一般认为那座寺庙有超过800年的历史。这句话课文中。
Okay, guys, we have ended the first day of our 2-day visit to Nagoya.
Because how could you finish it in one day?
You can't possibly. There's way too. It's the 4th biggest city in the country. So we left the airport, which was great. We got to visit an art museum, saw some cool old stuff, and then a castle with some golden shachihoko fish on the top. But that is just the beginning of our trip, and we still haven't eaten any delicious Japanese food.
Don't worry. Mike, we're going to do it.
I want Japanese food.
We can do it, okay? We're going to review the article real quick, and we're going to grab a bite to eat.
Just a bowl of ramen. I'm not asking for
see you
anything
tomorrow.
special. Come on, I'm hungry.
Nagoya is Japan's 4th largest city, a lively center of industry, culture, and delicious local food. It plays a major role in the country's economy and is set to host the 2026 Asian Games. Yet many travelers still pass it by when they plan their trips to Japan. But there are many reasons to consider making a visit to Nagoya. History lovers will find plenty to enjoy at the Tokugawa Art Museum. Its impressive collection of samurai armor, weapons, and paintings brings Nagoya's Edo period to life. Visitors can explore the world of Japan's powerful samurai clans and gain a deeper understanding of the time in which they lived. Nagoya Castle, the city's most famous landmark, was also built during this period. Although much of the castle has been rebuilt over the years, it is still one of the city's most interesting sights. On its rooftop stands a pair of golden shachihoko, sea creatures from Japanese folklore. According to legend, they were believed to protect the castle from fire. Today, these golden figures remain among the castle's most special symbols.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 lively 是形容充满活力的、热闹的、生动的 ，plenty 代名词表示大量、充足 ，collection 名词表示收藏品、收集 ，weapon 名词是指武器、兵器 ，remain 动词表示仍然是、保持、持续。文法的部分，第一个学到介系词加关系代名词的用法。当收个关系代名词 which 或 whom 在形容词子句里面当做介系词的受词时，比较正式的语体里，你可以把介系词移到关系代名词前面。第二个学到主词 be believed to 加原形动词，是表达句性怎么样，一般认为怎么样。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Welcome to Which One Fits, the game where we tackle confusing English words.
I can't wait to see how it goes.
Today, we're going to sort out the difference between fact and truth.
But before we dive in, let's go over how the game works.
In Which One Fits, we'll read a sentence with a blank, and you have to choose between fact and truth.
So join us in Challenge Your English Intuition.
All right, here comes your first sentence. Sometimes the blank is uncomfortable, but it helps us grow. Which one fits?
Is it truth?
Yes, it is. Truth refers to a broader truth, essence, or deep reality, sometimes including subjective or philosophical meaning. Next one. He argued with confidence, but the blank didn't support his claim. Which one fits?
That has to be facts.
Correct. Fact is used for claims supported by objective evidence.
Nice. That wasn't too bad.
All right, let's break it down clearly.
First, fact is a noun that is a statement that can be proven, verified, or objectively confirmed. For example, it is a fact that global temperatures have risen over the past century.
So it's basically telling us what happened, not what it means.
Now, truth is also a noun. It refers to a fact or principle that is thought to be true by most people. For example, the criminals used many tricks to cover up the truth.
So it's what the facts ultimately point to.
You can think of it this way. Facts are what you can verify, and truth is what you finally understand.
Once you see it that way, the difference becomes pretty clear.
And here's the fun part. Both can appear in the same sentence. Journalists collect facts to understand what happened, but discovering the truth often requires seeing the bigger picture behind them.
So, when you pile together many facts, you'll be able to see the truth.
Right. Now you'll never mix them up again.
Until next time, keep learning.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.